So these are the final two contestants on the pitch. Anything to say to them before we start?
Well, let me wish you congratulations for coming to the finals first and wish you all the best for the episode. I'm really looking forward to your presentations and your pitch.
Welcome back to the finale of The Pitch Season 2. We are here with Mr. Harsh Mariwala, the business leader and judge for today's episode. Mr. Mariwala, everybody is most curious to know about the metamorphosis of Marico Limited. I mean, we know that before you it was a traditional commodity-driven family business, but you took it elsewhere. Tell us about the journey of the company.
Briefly, I converted the business from a loose, unbranded business to a branded business. So that's how Marico was born in the year 1990. I think that's really enabled a lot of changes. We had launched many more newer products. We went international. We went into a services business. And in the meantime, we went public also. So a whole host of initiatives happened after the business, which was initially part of Bombay Oil Industries, came under the fold of Marico. But if I had to actually sum up what are the key shifts which were made and why did it happen, I would say two reasons. One is innovation, second is people,
Okay, gentlemen, as usual, I've had my say and I've asked my questions. But of course, it's your turn now. Rajiv?
HLL wanted to compete with Parachute at one point, HLL Nihar, which you acquired later. But when it was coming in, you prepared the entire organization on multiple dimensions. So would you like to share a little more about how it happened?
This happened in the year 98 or so. We had gone public in 96. And when this happened, all the analysts started asking me that, are you selling out? I said, no, I'm not selling out. And our share prices just tanked. There was a huge issue of demotivation or lack of motivation in the organization. How can we take on a giant like levers, So it is very, very important, apart from having a strategy, to execute in terms of product strategy, distribution strategy, advertising strategy. It's very, very important to create the right kind of morale in our field force. And not only our field force, but our distributors' field force also.
Sir, I'm interested in knowing what were the conditions that led you to start a services business apart from a products business?
One of my friends who was earlier working in McKinsey in India, went abroad and he came to me with an idea that he was at that time working for a laser hair removal company, saying that why don't you start laser hair removal centers in India? And I said, by that itself doesn't interest me because that can be commoditized. So then with him I went to a few clinics in London and US and then realized that actually availability of dermatologists in India is at a much, much lower cost. And can you integrate a model which was around skin rather than just laser? That's how the business started.
Okay, the time for the tasks. So, before we actually go on to requesting Mr. Mariwala to delineating what the task is, I will have to tell you that this time your task is trifurcated. First, you will be given a task that will have a practical angle aligned to the business that you're pitching to get the 5 crores for. Second, you will have to present. And third, you will have a one-on-one with Mr. Mariwala, which means the other competitor will not be present and, might I add, nor will I. So, I will request Mr. Mariwala to delineate the first 2 branches of the task.
Being the final, your main task is to present your company profile and its activities through various stages. At the very first stage, you have to make a sales pitch of your product to me, trying to convince me as a first-time prospective buyer. After the pitch, I'm going to ask you questions on your sales pitch. Now for the stage 2 of the task, which is a presentation-based task, in order to determine who deserves the amount of rupees 5 crores, each one of you have to make presentations on your existing business models in the following core areas of business. The revenue model, number 1. Number 2, the operational activities. Number 3, the technology in use and future of the technology. And number 4, sales and marketing strategies. Now in the course of your presentation, justify how the amount of rupees 5 crores will help in scaling up the business in each of the above mentioned core areas. Please remember that the intention here is to make a strong pitch with justification for the funding of rupees 5 crores.
Now for the time limits. For the first leg of your task, which is the sales pitch leg, you will be given 10 minutes to present. For stage 2, which I will call a presentation made as if Mr. Mariwala was a VC, a venture capitalist, you will have 8 minutes to make it. After that, Mr. Mariwala may or may not ask you questions if he has any genuine things to clear up about your presentation. So it's time for you to go to the preparation zone. So go ahead, give it your best shot. Right, so the first 2 stages of the task have been explained to the contestants. They've gone off into the preparation zone, and the first task they will perform is to present to Mr. Mariwala as if he was a prospective client. In effect, they will be pitching their product to Mr. Mariwala. Now, they've done this day in and day out, but the thing to see is how convinced will Mr. Mariwala be to actually buy their product. We'll have a look after this break.
In view of the changes in curriculum
Right.
of the schools,
Right.
how will you adopt the change in curriculum on a perpetual basis?